Well, welcome, Sage. Did you happen to watch the game tonight or what? I didn't watch shit of any of the games, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's gonna basically be based on stats only. Sage didn't watch either, so I guess he'll be finding out the hard way like I am. Well, let's actually start with football tonight. It's kind of funny because you look at the score, 26-23 win for the 49ers in overtime. I believe that's it, the fourth win of the season for the Niners. Another kind of a weird win for them. I don't think they necessarily were the better team in this game. Like, if you kind of look at the stats, like, they only averaged 2.2 yards per carry as a team, 74 yards on 33 carries. That's certainly not good. They didn't have a touchdown. Mac Jones, I mean, he did okay. Not super efficient, 33 for, well, it's not bad, 33 for 49. That's about average, 63 to 65% passing. Took 100.9 rating, though, is not bad. 2 touchdowns, 7 average. But if you kind of look at what Matt Stafford did, 111 rating, 389 yards, 30 for 47 with 3 touchdowns. Okay, that's better. We can agree that that's a better quarterback performance. Then you've got rushing for the Rams, not the Dodgers. Kieran Williams was pretty damn good. 65 yards on 14 carries. I mean, you'll take that. There was no rushing touchdowns, but as a team, they were 4.9 yards per carry, 78 yards on 16 carries. So pretty much double the production of San Francisco efficiency-wise. But I think I can kind of see the difference in the game right here. Matthew Stafford with a fumble, one that got lost, so that's obviously called a turnover for those of you out there who don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And you got Kieran Williams on the 1 yard line fumbling the ball. They were able to tie it, but that would have put them up by 4. That would have won the game for the Rams. Then in overtime, San Fran started with the ball, scored their 26 point, and then a 4th and 1, they just weren't able to convert, them being the Los Angeles Rams. So the Rams lose another heartbreaker, honestly. A game they should have won. They're clearly the better team, if you ask me, but at the end of the game, you can't turn the ball over. So the 49ers kind of making themselves look a little bit legitimate with all the injuries they got. Looks like Brock Purdy is week to week, so looks like they're just going to go Mac Jones for a while, and Mac Jones has probably been playing as good or better than what Brock Purdy would have played, if you ask me. So there is that. That's it for NFL, though. We do have baseball. We had 3 games today. I don't think I did good. I would have went 1 for 3, but again, I was hoping for the Padres. Actually, I was 2 for 3 in my predictions. I said the Tigers would win. They did win 6-3 against the Cleveland Indians. It is nice to see the worst team in the playoffs get eliminated. I don't want a team winning the World Series who had a negative run differential in the regular season. And of course, they're the only team that has a negative run differential that made the playoffs. Let's just take a look and see. We got a guy named Dingler. Dingler with a home run in the 6th inning. So that certainly helped them. Who else was good offensively? Actually, they were pretty good. The Detroit Tigers were pretty good overall. They had 10 hits on the day, 5 walks. Goddamn, Kerry Carpenter had 3 walks, a hit, and an RBI. That's a big day. You got Perez, 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Torkelson, 1 for 5 with an RBI. Riley Green, 2 for 5 with an RBI. And like I said, Dingler, their catcher, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. So they also had a couple other guys with hits. You got Javier Baez, who sucks, 1 for 4. And Meadows, is that Brian Meadows, formerly of the Pittsburgh Pirates, going 2 for 4. Pitching, and this will probably look hilarious. Okay, you got Jack Flaherty not going 5 innings. This is what I hate about new baseball, is that most of your pitchers are only going to go couple innings. Like, for example, the Cleveland starter only went 2 1/3, and he had only let 1 earned run for Sassoni. So it's just kind of stupid how quickly they turn over to the bullpen, in my opinion. Flaherty doesn't even get the win because he didn't pitch enough innings. He only let 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits. So I think that would be worthy of at least getting out of the jam, but they don't do that. And then they pretty much closed the door the rest of the way. It looks like Tommy Canley let 2 runs, none of which were earned. So clearly someone was up to no good and created an error for Cleveland. So bye, Cleveland. Nice to know you. You didn't belong in the dance to begin with. It should have been Houston, a far superior team, but that's not the way the cookie crumbled. The Cubs did take care of business. They won 3-1. Let's take a quick look at the matchup. Kind of interesting if you look at the ERA. Darvish got lit up. The starter for San Diego only went 1 inning with 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 18 ERA. That ain't going to cut it. Robert Suarez let a run. Other than that, outstanding bullpen performance by San Diego. Not enough to move on. Jamison Talon, I mean, he only went 4 innings. I hate this baseball, man. I can't say it enough. Can't stand it, man. He pitchers going 7 or 8 innings. I'm sick of this fucking 4 innings from a starter, 1 inning from a starter, 2 1/3 from a starter, 4 2/3 from a starter. Like, fuck off, man. Like, it's just fucking annoying, honestly. Let's see who the notables were for Chicago. Like, obviously, their bullpen only allowed 1 run. They were pretty good overall. Michael Busch had a big day, 3 for 4 with an RBI. Nick Horner, 1 for 4. Ian Happ, 1 for 3. Tucker, 2 for 4. Suzuki, 1 for 4. Carson Kelly, 2 for 3. Pete Crow Armstrong, 3 for 4 with an RBI. And Eric Swanson must have had a sac fly because he had an RBI and no hits on the day. So 13 hits total, but only 3 runs scored. So they move on to the next round. This is the one. I knew it would happen. I didn't want it to happen, but it is going to happen. That is, the New York Yankees defeated the Boston Red Sox 4-0 to move on to play the Jays. Cam Schittler, he's looking pretty damn good, isn't he? And you know what? I'm going to tip my hat right now. I'm going to tip my hat because what have I been kind of bitching about all night? So the pitcher for Boston, 3 2/3 of an inning. Allowed 6 runs, 3 earned runs. So that's not going very far. The next highest so far out of the 5 teams we've gone over pitching-wise is Jack Flaherty with 4 2/3. Our lowest being Darvish as a starter, 1 inning. Well, Cam Schittler actually went 8 innings. Had 12 strikeouts, only allowed 5 hits, no walks. That's actually getting the job done. That's kind of what I want to see from a starting pitcher, is them actually being fucking efficient. David Bednar didn't get a save, but he didn't let an earned run in the 9th inning. Offensively, let's take a look at the offense here. The Yankees had 8 hits all told. 1 from Trent Grisham, 1 from Cody Bellinger, 1 for 3 for Stanton with a walk. Rice was 0 for 3. You got Paul Goldschmidt pinch hitting with a hit. Ahmad Rosario with a hit. Jazz Chisholm 2 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Anthony Volpe, a guy that's not very good with the bat, 1 for 4 with 1 RBI. Rosario had an RBI. Stanton had an RBI. No, he didn't. Who had the other RBI? There must have been an error because there's only 3 RBIs in the game. So someone scored on an error. And then finally we've got Austin Wells with an RBI as well. So 4-0, not a great offensive performance, but that's what's going to happen in the playoffs. Aaron Judge was 0 for 3. He only got a 781 OPS so far in the playoffs, but it is early. So let's take a look at the playoff picture, and I will make my... Should I make my picks now, or should I research it a little bit? I'll just tell you the matchups. I want to sleep on my picks a little bit, because I'm not one of those guys who's just going to take the take who's favorited. So we got Detroit going up against Seattle. So Seattle's got home field advantage as the 2 seed for the American League. My early predictions do say, these are my early predictions. My early bird predictions say 2-1. Or not 2-1. Seattle will win. You get the Yankees going up against the Jays in a 5-game set. My early predictions say the Yankees will win. I don't want them to win. I just have a bad feeling. And I tend to be a negative fan as well. So we'll see. Maybe I'll change my early bird predictions. But the Yankees, well, who do they got? They got Max Fried, Carlos Rodon. I'd have to see how it's set up too. I need to see who's pitching, when, and where. Because where these guys pitch it kind of matters to me. Because if it's in Skydome or the Rogers Center, it's a lot different than pitching in New York, especially if they're a lefty or a righty. So I'm going to hold off. I'm not sure between New York and Toronto. I'm really not sure between LA and Philly, but I think LA will win. But, again, I think Philly might have more balance. Philly's got a great offense. We all know LA's got a great offense, great starting pitching. But the blemish does go to the Dodgers for having a kind of a porous bullpen. I think there's some warts in their bullpen. But I think they do have enough starting pitching that could be covered up a little bit. But I'll say Dodgers for now in the early bird predictions. And finally, you've got the Cubs on the road against Milwaukee. I really do feel like Milwaukee, they've had a great run this year. More wins than anyone. I feel like the Cubs are going to win this. I feel like Milwaukee's starting to get a little cold, and their luck is over. Now, can I get any pitching matchups? So the next round will begin, I believe, Saturday. And I might change my predictions here in a second. Okay, so Cubs at Brewers. So far, the Cubs pitching is to be determined up against Freddie Peralta. All right, I might take Milwaukee in Game 1. Because Freddie Peralta for the year, 17-6 at 2.7 ERA. He's filthy. And I mean filthy as a compliment there. So, there you go. The next one we've got here, Yankees at Blue Jays. For the Yankees to be determined, for Toronto to be determined, I would assume it would be Max Fried as the starter for the Yankees and Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays. Maybe, though, it'll be Shane Bieber, who we traded for. So I'm kind of interested to see what the Jays do there. Do they have more confidence in Gausman or more confidence in Bieber? If I was the manager, I'd probably go with Bieber. But again, Gausman's had a great end to the year, so who the fuck? Fuck! Okay. So we've got the Dodgers on the road for Game 1 against the Phillies. Ohtani will be pitching. It sounds like a bullpen day to me. I do not know much about this Sanchez guy. So Ohtani, 2.87 ERA on the year. I suspect he'll be lights out. But they're up against a lefty and Christopher Sanchez. I want to see what Sanchez has in his career. 3.24 ERA, 2.5 this year, 212 strikeouts, 202 innings. So not bad strikeout rate. Had a really good whip this year. Pretty good whip in his career. Only a second-year player. Only 7 1/3 innings in his career. So we're talking about an extreme sample size. This is a game here because this has bullpen day written all over it for both of these teams. Has Christopher that can't be right. I gotta Google this because I think MLB stats might be off. There's no way he's only had 7 1/3 fucking innings. He's 13-5. So how do you have 202 innings? Why did it say 7? I swear to God, MLB is so bad. Oh, they're showing me, so they don't show it like the way it's. This is Sage. I'm gonna send you a picture right now. It's not of my dick, but I'm gonna send you a picture right now that shows I'm not fucking lying here. So, like when you go to MLB.com and you look up Christopher Sanchez, this is what you see. So I want you to leave a comment and confirm that what I'm saying is true. It says for his career stats, 7 1/3. It makes no sense. You see what I'm saying? But then underneath, I'll send you a second picture here. I wish I could send it to everyone, but they're not gonna let me. Unless they're flashing postseason stats or something, but like it is kind of confusing because it just says MLB stats. It doesn't say MLB postseason stats or MLB regular season stats, but they do have the stats right at the top portion of it. But that's extremely weird. So I'm just going to go by what I see on Baseball Reference. This guy looks like a stud, though. 2.5 this year. He had an 8 WAR as per Baseball Reference. Would be interested to know what he has on Fangraphs because Fangraphs does grade different than Baseball Reference for WAR. It really looks like he broke out, and this is kind of common with lefties breaking out at a later age. Because he only had basically 150 innings pitched up until his age 27 season, which was last year. Had 181 2/3 innings last year for a 3 FIP, 3.32 ERA, 2.50 ERA this year, and a 2.55 FIP this year. So pretty much the ERA and the FIP match. So definitely looks legit. He was 10th in Cy Young voting last year. He's going to be even better than that this year. He's probably going to be in the top 7, I would assume, maybe even the top 5. I'm going to have to say Ohtani, as great as he is, Ohtani's not going to go a super long game, I wouldn't think. Let me just take a look and see what Ohtani's innings look like. Because I know they've slowly built him up now. Maybe they'll unleash the beast. But what I'm kind of scared of is this becoming a bullpen day for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And if it becomes a bullpen day for the Los Angeles Dodgers, they will lose. So Ohtani, they really ramped him up slowly this year. 47 innings. He had a great ERA, 2.87. Strikeout, 62 and 47. So he strikes out way more per inning than Christopher Sanchez here. 1.9 FIP. So theoretically, you could argue that Ohtani is the better pitcher. Now, is Ohtani going to log as many innings, is my question. So, because I don't believe he will log as many innings as Sanchez, I think the Dodgers are going to drop game 1. I do think Philly will go 1-0. That's not the end of the world for them. And I could be wrong because they might just smash Sanchez. They might just smash him. Their offense is that good. But for now, that's what I'm saying. Tigers and Mariners, we don't know any of their pitchers. They're both to be determined. So I'm not sure what to say about that. I think that if it's Tariq Skubal, I'm going to bet on Tariq Skubal regardless of who he's against. And I'd include, even if he was up against Paul Skeens on a good team, I'd probably say Tariq Skubal is the best in the world at what he does. Unbelievable. That 101.5 mile an hour fastball from a lefty the other game. averaging 99 miles per hour. Tariq Skubal is just fucking amazing, honestly. So we'll see if that's their match. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. But there is a day off, tomorrow, which is Friday. So it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they stack the rotation. This is where the advantage does help, that little rest period for the Jays. The only thing I worry about as in baseball is, okay, when you sit for a little bit, it scares me because it doesn't scare me pitching-wise. Pitchers, they can still do their routines. Might be a little different, but they're not going to lose their timing. It scares me a bit offensively for, say, the Blue Jays, the Brewers, the Phillies, and the Mariners. Are they going to lose a bit of their bat because they've been sitting for a few days? That's why I like the new playoffs more than before, but I think sitting can really hurt. I remember when Colorado was in can you believe it or not? But yeah, I think it was 2007. Colorado and the Red Sox went to the World Series, and Colorado got the job done early. The Red Sox didn't. And then they sat for a bit. This is when Tulowitzki was an amazing phenom. Now, maybe their pitching just sucked, but I know they couldn't score very well. And was it because they sat? I really don't have an answer for you there. I'm just going to take a look at the comments. Sage, yeah, it is postseason. You're absolutely right. But it's weird how they say it, though. You agree, Sage? It says MLB stats. It doesn't say MLB postseason stats. You think that they would be a bit more on that first picture I sent you, break it down a little bit better than that, but they certainly don't. Yeah, it's definitely confusing for sure. So I'll ask you guys, since I'm out here, what are your early bird picks for who's going to win each round? So I'm going to start. I'll read them to you because some of you are smoking a little bit of marijuana. You don't remember what I just said. So I'm going to break it down for you so you remember. Cubs on the road against the Brewers. It's a 5-game series. Who's winning? I'll give you guys 12 to 15 seconds to make your pick. So we've got 1 vote Cubs. Sage says Cubs. Now I'm starting to say fuck you guys. I'm going to say Brewers. Early bird. I'm saying Brewers. I'm not. No, I'm not swimming with the flock. I'm swimming against the current. Fuck you guys. All right. Next round. Yankees and Blue Jays. Who's going to win that series? And you know what? If it was a test, I'd say and why. This isn't the regular season, but we got two votes for Blue Jays. It's not a test. It actually is a test. You guys just don't know that. And Sage, we await your vote. Is Sage going to align with the dark side? Sage is really thinking about this, I can tell. He's probably got a Rubik's Cube in his hand right now, and he's just molding that thing real right. Sage says, I would like the Blue Jays to win. I don't know. I'm going to say the Yankees win. You got Dodgers on the road against the Phillies. I actually think the Phillies are going to win now. I am starting to believe the Phillies are going to win. I think the Phillies are a more complete team. To me, this is obviously I like the Blue Jays, right? I'm going for the Blue Jays. To me, this is the matchup of the playoffs. If this could be a World Series, I would love for it to be a World Series, but it can't be a World Series. I think the Dodgers and Phillies is must-watch TV. I think this is going to be a hell of a series. I don't know. No duck off. What do you mean by no duck off? Or did you say fuck off? I understand that you will be pissed if the Yankees win. However, the question is, who is winning between the Dodgers and the Phillies? Hopper needs to know. Sage and Mother. No, we're not doing that. If the Yankees win, Mother has to name the new cat Judge. Yeah, she'll name the cat Judge and then throw it into a goddamn bear pit. Sage says, I have a friend who's a Philly sports fan, so go Dodgers. So big fuck you. Yeah, Philly fans are fucking insane, man. They are some of the worst fans ever. I'm not saying your friend's an idiot. But I'm saying that Philly fans in general, kind of idiots. Don't worry, you don't have to do it to the cat. You can name the cat and then I'll fucking pull a Stephen Avery and throw it into a fireplace. What? Did I just make a murder? Making a murderer right there? Did I just say that? You're fucking right, I did. Let's get your pick, Mom, between the Dodgers and the Phillies. This program is no longer PG. It's now PG-14. Pick your fucking team, woman. I didn't threaten the cat. This will all get edited. All right, the Dodgers. Was that so hard? I just need to say, no cats were harmed in the filming of this stream. Okay, YouTube? Don't shut me down just yet. I got a lot to say. All right. The final matchup is interesting. Tigers and Mariners. I think Tariq Skubal's a stud, but I think the entire Mariners pitching staff are studs. They made some moves. Didn't they pick up a guy that used to love playing on my team? He gets a ring. He does get a ring. Did they maybe make a trade for a guy named Eugenio Suarez? We have a comment saying, we have a cat that looks a bit like Hitler. Named him Davis. You should have named him Shitler. Because he's brown. He's got a brown mustache. You should have named him Shitler. That would have been a fitting name for him after the Yankees pitcher there. Shitler would have been an extremely fitting name, actually. That would have been a great name. Sage says to read up. Oh, Sage, you did do that? Oh. Did you actually? I didn't see that right there. Let me just scroll up. Shitler the cat. Okay, Sage beat me, but I didn't steal. I didn't plagiarize. I didn't plagiarize at all. We're just on the same page there. Now I see that a couple of you guys haven't hit the like button. Please hit it before I hit you or a cat. Okay? We don't want to see that. Dan thinks Mariners. I think Mariners as my early birdie prediction. Sage and Mother, who do you think? I don't know if you did. I can't see who. I can just see the views plus the likes. And I know that 5 isn't the same as 3. Oh, I forgot they picked up Josh Naylor too. Huh. Josh Naylor does have some good thump. It's Seattle and the Detroit Tigers. The thing that scares me, though, is that you might see Tariq Skubal twice. And that guy is a motherfucker. But if you look at... You think Detroit. Wow, so we've got 1 vote Detroit. All right. I think it'll be easier to make these picks, and not that it's going to be easy, but it will be nice when it's every day we're making the picks, right? And we're actually looking at the pitching matchups, because the pitching matchups matter. What I want to see our pitchers do, though, is I want to see our pitchers be horses. I don't want to see a bunch of fucking pony jabronis. I want to see horses. As much as I dislike the Yankees, I respect the hell out of what Cam Shitler did tonight. 8 innings? Do you know how fucking important 8 innings is? He's not pussyfooting around. He had as many innings as the other fucking three pitchers combined. He had way more than them. Fuck, Yu Darvish won a fucking inning. Jack Flaherty went fucking 4 2/3. That's like, it's just astounding. Sissoni went 2 1/3 himself. It's like, that's fucking like 8 innings there, 3 pitchers. Unbelievable. Probably less than it. Probably fucking less than it. Springer is going on a police horse with his shirt off, waving his shirt around. Was he drunk? Is this something that actually happened? He better not be tonight. He needs to get ready for the game. Because that's not good. He's still drunk. He's been drunk for fucking 3 or 4 days now. But it does, it does matter that the Blue Jays were able to get home field advantage. I think it's a slight... Home field advantage isn't as important in baseball, but I think the Blue Jays were the best team in the world this year at winning at home. The Yankees were up there. They weren't quite as good. But what we hate about New York, stack those lefties. We don't have any left-handed starting pitchers. We don't have great left-handed relievers either. So we know how they are in New York with their left-handed bats and the jet stream that blows out to right field, because that's where Derek Jeter used to hit it the other way, and they wanted to make him better than he really was. So, yeah, I think it's important, home field. I think game 1, get off the schneid, take care of business, and go from there. But we don't know the details yet. Tomorrow we will know the pitching matchups. I will look up one more thing before we transition. Bo Bichette, I do not think will play this series. And I'm just going to Google that to confirm my gut feeling. Okay. So 1 day ago we've got, as per Keegan Matheson, Bo Bichette knee. Nah, I already read this shit. No. Let me go Bo Bichette Roto World. They won't follow him as much because now it's not fantasy season, though. I guess I gotta go to fucking goddamn Chrome. Alright, my worst suspicions are correct. So it seems, based on a recent report from Rob Longley, Bo Bichette is unlikely to play Game 1 of the ALDS this Saturday. So he's got a PCL strain that occurred on September 9th. He sought multiple opinions, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's been running, which is good. Because before he was just, doing ground balls and hitting. He has been running. He's not progressing as quickly as the Jays had hoped. We haven't officially ruled Bichette out. It's not very good, though, when Vlad Guerrero is saying, I hope we win this series, and he comes back for the next one. Manager John Snyder seemed to echo that same statement. He is quoted as saying, that's another thing you want to play for, to keep going and get him back, hopefully, in the next round. So Bo Bichette's not going to play this round. So that sucks. That really sucks. But with Bo Bichette being out, Jimenez will play short. That other clown, Eric Clement, will play second, and that will be insane defense up the middle. So I feel like we need Bo, but at the same time, Kirk behind the plate, either Straw or that other clown there that hits a lot of home runs, Varsho. Up the middle, our defense is as good as it'll ever be. It's as good as any team in baseball. It's actually the best in baseball. There's no team in baseball with better up-the-middle defense than the Jays, and that's just a fact. But I don't think defense wins championships, contrary to popular belief. I believe that home runs win championships and pitching. All right. Take a quick look at the comments, then we're going to get to the juicery. See what's going on, see what's brewing. The police are offering him a horse. Is this real stuff? Are you fucking high? High as a kite or something? What the hell's going on over there? All right. Let's get to it. So OJ's juicery. We're going to take a look at the scores after game 1 of week 5. Count it, 5. I did not have a player playing, so my score is at 0. And I'm stuck 45 points. Projected to win 276 to 272. Sage, also known as Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts, projected to win 283 to 275. If you were to ask Sage if he thinks he's going to win this week, he'd probably say hell no. We got Patchwork Pigskins up 50.5 to 0 on butt fumble safety, projected to win 289 to 274, as per Yahoo's shitty projections. And finally, we've got touchdowns in your face, or TDs in your face at 0, projected to win 280 to 252 against Hard Counter Net, who has currently scored 53 points. And do we have any moves to look at? We've got a couple moves to look at here, so let me just break this down for you. And I think there's a couple good ones in here. I think there's a couple sneaky moves in here, sneaky like a piece of cheese. So we got Patchwork Pigskins picking up Michael Carter. Is that the failed Carter out of the Jets? That is the failed Carter, but that's because Trey Benson went down for multiple weeks, and he's going to get reps. However, in another move right after this, indecisiveness took action 8 minutes later. Amari DeMercado was added in place of Michael Carter, running back for Arizona. And then you have Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts adding Matthew Stafford and dropping Daniel Jones, the bug-eyed fuck out of Indianapolis, also known as Indiana Jones. You got fourth quarter Steven making a hell of an addition, adding D. Winters, linebackers to his team out of San Francisco, the former 6th-round pick, I might add. And then you got Michael Carter being added again to a team. Hard Counter Net said, hey, I need a running back. Michael Carter's my guy. He's not very good, but he's the starter right now. And I think that's a hell of an addition right there. You got Alex Anzalone being added by Hard Counter Net. Not a bad linebacker to add, if you ask me. Theo Johnson, tight end, added by Butt Fumble Safety. I don't know who the hell Theo Johnson is. Is he going to get more targets because Malik Neighbors blew out his ACL? Probably. And then you got Butt Fumble Safety adding Alex Singleton. Why the hell is Alex Singleton a free agent? Makes no sense to me whatsoever. But dropped a very good tight end in Evan Ingram out of Denver. It's a guy to keep an eye on if you need a tight end. And then finally, TD's in your face added a criminal, Kareem Hunt, running back out of Kansas City, because I think he is going to get more starts and more reps than Isaiah Pacheco. So I like the move in terms of, the player as a person. How dare you add someone with such character concerns? It's one thing to add a guy who had a couple drinks and went for a drive, or, a guy, racing, maybe went 300 miles per hour, but it's another to add Kareem Hunt. He's a violent man, and he doesn't belong in this league. Take a quick look at the comments over here. It says, it is real and I am high. I'm not sure I trust your reporting capabilities if you are high. But again, that's coming from the guy with a beer in his hand. You're in a Lady J's fan group. Fun bunch. Okay? Maybe I'll have to join that bunch. What does waivers mean? It means you have to wait for them to come to your team. You say you have 2 there. Oh, it just means you... Can we add players right now? I kind of want to test it a little bit. I've had multiple reports saying that we can't add players after the Thursday game. Let me see if this is true. Sage is making up some bullshit saying you can add. All right, so I'll just drop Marvin Harrison just to see if this works, okay? I'm just gonna drop Marvin Harrison. Everyone, don't add him. I just gonna make sure. Do I have anyone I want to drop? Oh, great. Yeah, all these players I added are questionable. It's gonna be another shit week here at the fucking fourth quarter, Steven. 2 waiver guys not available October 8th. You just can't add the Thursday ones. I'm pretty sure he's added. Playing it safe. We've got a lull. I don't know what the fuck's going on right now. If you guys want to make an ad just to, let me know if it works or not, that's your guys' prerogative. But all I know is I hear a sound in the distance. It sounds a little bit like Balatro. And it's calling my sturdy name. And it's telling me to get the fuck out of here, and get the fuck over there. So that's the stream. Hurry up and drip it. Hurry up and drip, Steven. That sounds very inappropriate. A deer ran through tonight. A deer ran through what? What the fuck are we talking about deers for right now? A deer ran through where? Okay, did you pull out a gun and shoot it, or what? A bunch of them. Well, you should have let the herd of cats out to chase it. Ran through my team. The baby fawn could run through my team right now. We're aware. We know what we did. We know what we did. Sage, I said we know what we did. And we let him off the hook. All right, it's time to get the fuck out of here. I've had enough of you guys. Everyone have a good night. We'll be back at it tomorrow to preview the first game of the MLB playoffs. Not the first or 5th week of the NFL playoffs, though. There's no foul to play. Have a good night, guys.